Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Hi.
That's great.
You too.
Steven, did you do this?
Good morning.
Yeah. Do what?
There's so many people here.
We have a good team.
It's great. It's so good. So good.
All right, what time is it? Is it time to go?
I don't know. It's time-ish.
Please.
All right, well, might as well get started.
You guys ready to get started? Let's get started.
Let's get started. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to our last team meeting of the month here. How are we all doing?
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the energy. That's amazing.
Yeah.
As you guys know, this is going to be my last team meeting, but I'm not going to sway away from how I ever do them, just because I like tradition. So, who has something good they want to share? Because I obviously do. It's good and bad, I guess you could say. But who has something good they want to share? Personal, business, whatever it may be. You guys know I love hearing this stuff before we get going.
Do you want to start in case not everyone knows?
Yeah,
what
I
you're
mean,
talking
I'll start. I mean, I see a lot of new faces out there. But for those of you who don't know me, I've been the team leader, manager, director of growth, whatever you want to call it, here at this office for the last 2 years and 8 months at the end of this month. But unfortunately, on Friday, it's going to be my last day because I am moving down to Southern California for, I guess you could say, a new way of life and a different opportunity. I've lived up here in the Bay Area pretty much my whole entire life. Besides for college, I went to San Diego State, but other than that, as soon as I graduated, I came right back up here. So I just thought it was time for some sort of change. So I decided to go down, and I'm going to be the new team leader for the Newport Beach office in Orange County, as well as Costa Mesa. But I'm excited. It's a little bittersweet leaving you guys, because I've created a lot of amazing relationships with each and every single one of you. And especially the leadership here. Joe, Aziz, Steve, and Harshita, Michael, Rachel, Eddie, everybody. It's been Steve, especially because you've been here from the start as well. It's been a crazy journey, and I've definitely grown more than I ever have in my whole entire life these last 2.5 years. For those of you who know me, they knew that coming into this role, I didn't have much experience or any at all in a leadership role, a management role, anything along those lines, even recruiting, which is 80% of this job. And I think with the support that I've had, I've grown a lot. And I just want to thank everybody here. You guys have been amazing to me. And I can't wait to see where my next journey takes me. But again, I just want to say thank you to everybody here that's been supporting me for the last 2 years and 8 months.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So that's my good thing, and I think it's good. Other than that, who has some other things they want to share?
I have a good thing.
Yeah, Eddie.
I have had the opportunity for the last 2+ years, this is my good thing, to work with a super kind, patient, caring guy who leads with his heart and takes good care of the people around him. We've grown a lot together, and I'm going to miss him a lot.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Who you talking
I
about?
wonder who he's
I'm talking about you, Aziz.
You were kicking me out? You're kicking me out?
It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Anybody else? I want to hear a few more. You guys know I can stand up here all day until I hear a couple.
And we will be celebrating Eric at the end of the team meeting as well.
So let's hear some personal wins, some personal good things. Yeah, John.
So, California is the home of wildfires, as it seems. We're all very well aware of that. My kids moved out of California a little while back. They live in Boise, Idaho, and Eagle, Idaho, which is right next to Boise. And so there's a big text string on my phone from a conversation among the family last night of a fire in their neighborhood. And about a mile or two away from where they live. And of course, they were very concerned. Oh, well, everything is good. The fire's out. Everything's under control.
All right.
There you go. Love to hear that.
One more? Aziz.
Yeah, Aziz.
Okay, we have a listing in Berkeley, and that property's been on the market for almost 9 months. We reduced the price by $400,000 about 2 months ago. Still nothing serious. We had one potential buyer. They are still looking at it. Yesterday, we showed the property to a world-known artist. Really, she has received so many awards. She wants to make it her studio, and they are seriously considering, and we're hoping to get an offer from them.
I assume this is a commercial spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, congrats with that. We wish you the best of luck with the studio artist. Anybody else before we get going? Alrighty. Well, as you guys know, last week was Mega Camp, and there was a lot of good material that was brought out from there. I wasn't personally there, but KWRI has sent it out. So I want to share some of that with you guys. And the first thing is the playbook that KW has released for the last, I think, 3 years in a row. This is the most up-to-date playbook. In here, you'll find everything from lead generation to marketing to everything you need to be a successful agent. We do have the volume 2 version right up front if you guys want to know what this is about to get a better, clearer look. But right now, you can pre-order them. They come as hard copies, and I think they will be coming out with a PDF version later on if you guys want to wait a little bit rather than pay for the hard copy. But this is awesome. These are taken straight from some of the mega agents themselves that were there that were sharing their strategies, along with the models that KW has built out through the years.
Yeah, and we'll go through one a little bit later
Yeah.
on an AI playbook. But what's cool about this is it's like an instruction manual. Like, how do I hold an open house? Let's say you've never held an open house. It's a play-by-play of what to do to prepare, what to do when you're there, how to have the conversations, and what to do and follow up. And there's hundreds of them.
Hundreds of them.
So it's an instruction manual to be an effective real estate agent. So find your niche and execute on it.
Yep, exactly. It's put together by Gary Keller, Jason Abrams, and Jay Papazan, which are the 3 big names of KW. So it's a really cool book. Volume 2 is up front if you guys want to take a look. The next one is the economic update. As you guys know, at each family reunion and mega camp that takes place every single year, Gary Keller, Jason Abrams, and Jay Papazan, they go up in front of everybody and they give a quick market update. The one in February is more of the previous year, and then the mid-year update is kind of everything that's happened since then. So this is on command right now if you guys want to take a look at those slides. The recording isn't up yet. I'm not sure if we will get that recording where we can actually hear them talk, but they have a lot of good stuff in here. If you guys log into your command and then click on connect right at the top and type in 2025 Mega Camp, it'll pop up. But the office is also going to shoot out an email with this, as well as the AI playbook as well. So if you guys don't want to log in your command and do a bunch of digging, just wait for the email. Harshita will send that out, I think, by the end of the day today.
And what value do you expect to find in the economic slides? Like, what do we use them for? What's that?
What?
Speak up. I'm sorry.
Did you say lead generation?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
I've always found them helpful to set a context for your conversations with buyers and sellers. Like it is national data, not hyper local. But when you take that national data and trends and combine it with your local knowledge, you can have confidence to appear as the economic expert. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would agree, and I would say that I don't think that there's any one thing more important right now to the conversations that we have, particularly with sellers, than kind of a good knowledge of the economics and an ability to bring slides in showing market data or bring documents in, because a lot of agents have property sitting on the market. A lot of agents right now have clients with unrealistic goals because they're looking backwards in time when they're setting a price for their property. And we torture ourselves when we don't front load the conversation with good data and rip that Band-Aid off right away.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this is that this is coming from the national perspective, data across the whole nation. But about 2 months ago, we had David Stark, our local economist, come in and also give an update as well. So you can kind of compare and contrast his slides that he brought with these slides and bring them to your clients and talk about it that way too. And if you guys don't have those slides, please email Harshita. We can get those over to you pretty quickly. And then AI, we're going to talk a little bit about this a little later. But let's.
Going back, Eric, if I may, sorry.
Yeah, what's up?
Going back to what you all said, I just heard lead generation.
Michael Putnam, everybody, for
Hi,
those of you
good to see
who
you.
don't know Mike.
Educating yourself, so like Joe said, setting the context for a conversation, like Andy just repeated as well, that it's important to have that conversation up front, and then lead generation, how can you become, first of all, you take this into the conversations you're having, and what other conversations can you create from it? So think social media, think newsletters, whatever you're doing there, could you pick one slide a week, or even one slide every few days, whatever you choose to do, and give an explanation around it, and cite the fact this is national data, so it's more all-encompassing. Would you like a more hyper-local review of the economics going on in our neighborhood? DM me here, comment here. Now you're offering something of education and then additional value. Super simple. You can do that just in a static image. You could do a video around it. We all know that video gets more play. So there's a lot of ways you could do it that don't force you to actually go talk to somebody. You can just build your database through you should talk to a lot of people. Build your database inside social media or wherever you're doing that, and then also put out this educational content and offer something that is more specific to them. Now, if they don't take you up on it, that's fine. They're recognizing you as the local expert, the person that's putting the information in front of them over and over and over again. So when they are ready, they think of you, and they know that you know your stuff. And it's very easy to do. It's just put it on the calendar once a week. I'm going to take one slide from the economic update, and I'm going to put it out there with my interpretation of it, and offer something of value on top of it. Super easy to do.
Yep. Love that.
Awesome.
All right, like I said, AI, Joe's gonna talk a little bit about that later on today, but let's get into the meat of what we got here. Stephanie is running a little behind, so she's not here, but she has bridge loans if anybody that has questions regarding those. For those of you who don't know Stephanie, she is our in-house loan officer who sits right there pretty much every single day. So for those of you who have questions, feel free to reach out to her. She does have a new agent onboarding, I think a little bit later this month too. So go ahead and ask her those questions. Tomorrow, Zach Younger is going to be here. I know I've talked about this a lot, but it's very rare where we can get him in the door. He's going to be talking about AI and increasing your online presence as well. He is the regional tech director for all of Northern California and Hawaii, and he kind of goes on tours to all the different market centers to teach. And if you RSVP to this, please plan on coming because he does bring the material that he needs provided for you. And if a lot of people don't come, then it's kind of a waste on the planet and his end. But again, this is valuable. It's not very often we're going to be able to see him live in person. Yeah, Aziz.
This guy came in our office in Oakland a few months ago, and I was just walking by and I stopped. I just was so impressed what he was saying. I spent 10 minutes there, and I made those few changes on my website, and my SEO has gone up just by the 10 minutes. It's very, very valuable. If you don't do anything else, you should definitely attend this class.
There you go. And this is tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here in the office. It will not be recorded. So if you guys do want to get here or experience this, please come in person and please come on time too, because he's planning, this should be about an hour to an hour and a half long. And the start of the conversation is always almost the most important to get you set up for the rest. But yeah, tomorrow 11 o'clock, Zach Younger, Regional Tech Director. And then later on this week, Social Security benefits for those of you who have clients that are using Social Security to their benefit right now. It might be good to talk to them and learn. And you guys are welcome to bring those clients to our office as well too. Anna, do you want to talk a little bit about this? Because this is your partner, right?
Yeah, so I'm sponsoring this on Friday, and we just held it yesterday at Bay East. It is a fabulous presentation. I bet there's a lot of things you don't know about Social Security and how to determine if you take it early, take it at 66, or take it later. There's also survivor benefits. There's a lot you'll learn in this class, and we're not going to hit you for any money. We're not going to hit you to invest anything. This is just something we're providing for your knowledge and for your clients. I do need an RSVP for this because we are providing lunch. If you cannot make it on Friday, we are actually doing it in Dublin at the Dublin Library on Saturday at 11 a.m. So I'll have these flyers with me if you would like one of these because you can't make it Friday. Saturday I am not providing lunch. And this one, this one is, the public is coming to this one, so, but please, it's really great information for you to have, and even for your future planning of retiring. I have learned so much by attending. So far, I've been in 2 of these, and I've learned so much each time. So hopefully, we'll see you on Friday. If not Friday, then Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Do you mind introducing yourself as well? Because there's a lot of new faces here.
Oh, well, thank you for that opportunity. My name is Anna Rotolo, and I am with Synergy One Lending. I run the branch, but I'm also the senior loan officer. My office is located in Pleasanton, but I've actually been associated with this office for, gosh, Steve, about 20 years. When did you open this office?
23 years.
23 years. I've been around this office for 23 years, serving the real estate agents and their clients, and so thank you for any opportunity to speak with you or your clients.
Yep, another resource for all of you guys. Okay, and then the following week, we do want to introduce some people. So if you see, what?
New faces. It's
Oh, new
exciting.
faces, please, if you see yourself on the board, please stand up. Let people know who you are, a little bit of background information.
Hi, I'm Luzna Zafar. So I was in corporate working for training and development, content creation, and I have recently published my book on mental well-being. And I have a digital magazine, and I am into social media.
All right.
There you go, well, welcome to the family.
Luzna, welcome. Sweta?
Hi, I'm Sweta. I used to do timeshare sales before this, and then I took a sabbatical for a year. And well, I've been thinking about this for a few months. I met Harshita 5 months ago, but I finally decided to join.
All right.
Well,
Wonderful.
It's nice to see all of you, and I hope I can make it.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, welcome.
You made it in timeshare sales, you're gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hi, I'm Neha. I used to be product manager in tech side for about 15 years. I've been a stay-at-home mom from past 3 years now, and I'm finally here in Realtor, and I'm really happy to be here.
Welcome to the family. I think that was the last one. Is there anybody I'm missing that we skipped over? Because I know you just brought on somebody maybe yesterday too. Oh, that was, okay, wonderful. There you go. Well, welcome to the family.
Welcome. All right.
All right, and the following, this is the new agent onboarding that I was talking about with Stephanie. For all the new agents that haven't met with her, I highly suggest coming to this class. She will teach you everything you know, how to use the platform, the app, everything in between. And she is a broker too, so it's a little bit different compared to a big bank. So learn a little bit more about that with Stephanie the last Friday of this month, which is next Friday. And then moving forward into September, Lucy, right from right across the hall, she will be here at 12 o'clock too. So if you guys have any question regarding title, she is your go-to. And then do you want to...
You want to talk about AI?
Yeah, you want to talk about AI before we get into the coming soons?
Sure. How do you guys feel about AI?
I love it.
Okay, who said that?
Me.
All right. So generally, I found that people are falling into 2 camps: the hesitant or scared or don't really understand it, and then the people that embrace it, even if they don't understand it, and just go for it.
That's fair.
That's probably me and you.
I'm actually both of those things in one body. I'm terrified of it, and I'm using it a lot, and I'm excited about
Yeah.
it, and I'm terrified.
Oh no, my screen mirroring isn't working. Yes. So you're both. Okay.
Mhm.
Should we get a show of hands? Who's hesitant or terrified?
Oh, I'm terrified.
Really?
Terrified.
That's
Terrified
it. Wow. Okay. Who's really excited about all the things it can do for you? Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay.
Who's in between?
Yeah. Okay.
There you go, Joe. You can do it from here.
Okay, sweet. And let's see, are people using, who feels like they're using it at a fairly high level already? In some capacity. Cool, okay. A third-ish? High level in some capacity. Well,
And some capacity.
sure. Okay, so in some capacity. That's great. So this playbook was just published. It's here on KW Connect and on your screen right now, and it's helpful, especially for the people that don't know where to get started. So this might be a little bit basic for you guys that are already up in it. So there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm not gonna walk through everything, obviously, because I don't actually know how many pages it is. But we can start off with the myth truth section, because I'm sure you've all felt things like that might not just be true. AI understands just like a human. That's a myth, actually. All generated responses are curated by patterns identified by the context that is provided to it, whether that's by you or by whatever it's fed in.
Joe, is it possible to bump these up a little bit?
I don't know. What is that? What's that button do?
You mean make it bigger?
Nope. Da-da-da-da. Yes. No. No, it's not. I guess. Oh,
Okay.
it like thinks about it and then it goes back to normal. Sorry, but we'll just stick with the big pretty graphics. So what can AI do for you? Step one. This is step one. Well, let's hear. What is it? What are you guys using it for? The handful of you that raised your hands in your business. Steve, I saw you raise your hand. What do you use it for?
It's like I'm telling people that you should never go through life anymore having a question that you don't have the answer to.
Yeah.
Because it can answer any question you have. The only thing I would caution you is just be careful when it comes to the legal side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding that it doesn't always pull the correct, like say I had a situation with a city of Fremont ordinances, zoning ordinances and whatnot. It wasn't always catching the correct, most accurate ordinance.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to the city planning department and talk to them and go, yeah, he goes, that the ordinance used to say that, but that's not what it says now. So you have to be careful on the legal side. I think I mentioned before, CAR legal tested it, and it failed miserably on one question, barely passed by on another one, and another one was kind of so-so. But I'm just, it's like I said, a question, as soon as I have a question, I just put it in ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a glorified Google, and it's just amazing. I mean, I taught a tax class, last week, and I just, rather than go through manually and try to go through a whole capital gains calculation and state income tax and Obamacare tax, I just gave it a prompt with all of the numbers, and I said, give me a calculation of all the taxes, and it just generated it in just a matter of seconds. It was all just laid out there perfectly.
Yeah.
I had a personal situation the other day. I'm on a well, and our well pump, the breaker kept tripping, and we had an electrician. We decided we needed a new, call it controller. Replaced the controller. It still wasn't working right. So I put in ChatGPT. We replaced a prior brand controller with a new one, and here's what's happening. What are the issues? And it gave me just a complete list of all the things to look at and consider.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what was wrong.
So it's a troubleshooting partner.
Like I
Yeah.
said, I was just blown away because it can answer just most any question you may
Yeah.
have about anything.
Thank you. Let's hear from a few others. Anna first.
So on the personal business side, what I do is, as I'm devising an email, I'll put it in there. I say, hey, word this to make it sound maybe less formal or a little bit more fun, or help me highlight these points, and then it'll reword it a little bit for me so it just sounds better. And it starts to learn how to use sound, so it won't make you sound fake.
Right.
I use it to make some images sometimes, so I'll go in there and I say, hey, make me an image of, I think I made a chicken wearing a hat the other, you know what I mean? So you can go in there and tell it to make you images. Our corporate has integrated fully with AI, so we have our own platform, and I can search guidelines in there and stuff, so that really helps me on that side. But on the personal side, just with email construction, marketing, scripts for videos that I want to do, things like that. So it helps me just daily on those things.
Yeah, beautiful.
What's interesting, if you start to engage with it beyond kind of the question and answer piece, you can really kind of build out like complex plans and strategies. And so the example I would give is that, I take topics, I always want to bring some topics of value. Lots of times the topics I bring in my conversations are because, you know, certain things have been coming up in the real estate industry and they're timely and I need to address them. But, you know, occasionally I'll go into the, you know, well and go into CAR and look through some quick guides, and CAR publishes kind of legal quick guides about contractual issues, things to learn about the contract, processes, et cetera, et cetera. I uploaded, you know, a couple of dozen of those, and I started to work through the process of having it summarize the quick guides for me into slides, like take the information from quick guides and put them into slides for me. And I then like took it another level and asked it to kind of break it up in different kinds of topics, right? Disclosure topics, contractual topics, then map out a long-term action plan for depositing the slides into different weeks along a calendar year, you know, and it keeps asking you, do you want to go further? And you can use your mind to think, like, how do I want to use this tool? And you find yourself like an hour later with this like complex set of plans. And I think that we can use this for our business.
Yeah, and that would have taken you how long without it?
It would have taken me forever, right?
Yeah.
Because it's how I used to do it,
Right.
analog, you know? So a couple of comments. When you get AI to summarize some slides, you have to read the slides and know the actual source material, or you know, confer with it to make sure it's right. I will say that Steve's point about revision dates have come up for me a few times. You know, I had an instance where an agent asked something about leaving an object at the property, and I was trying to tell them where to go in the purchase agreement to talk about possessions being removed. And usually, or very often, I could kind of think of the paragraph, and I couldn't, so I entered it into AI, and it said paragraph 14, and I was like, that's inspectionists. And like, you know, like your mind, it took somebody who knew the contract fairly well to go, that's not right. And then I looked, and there was a revisions issue. And so it was from a revision from many years ago that it was using as its source material. So you have to be thoughtful and diligent when you're using it, and know the source material yourself. But it can really help you organize things.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
I like that example because you were working with AI, you were collaborating to produce an outcome.
Yes.
One of the fears that I have is that AI makes us lazy and
Yes.
dumb.
Yes.
Because it will just answer our questions for us and do our work for us, right?
And that's not the way to use it.
Right, and I just listened to a podcast just this morning on this very topic, and that was, I forget the doctor's name, but two very well-known psychologists talking about how people that are going to use it to make their lives simple and just ask it questions and lose the complicated thought process that would normally go into solving a problem suffer in the long run, like long term with like dementia and like bad long-term health outcomes. Whereas those that can use it as a collaborator, actually it levels them up. So I guess that's just a little tidbit to
I have
let it
something
level you up. Critical thinking, thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I said I have something to add on
Yes.
this. Like I have been working a lot with AI and collaborating for my own work. So, and I realized that I'm getting a little dependent on that because my work is mostly creative. So what I started doing that early morning, I just go back to a very ritual of writing down on my thoughts and my planning and everything, like first 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
I do everything using my hand, using my old traditional methods, and then after 3 hours when I see, okay, I am done, I have used my brain, I have worked out in the complexities, and after that I go back and use AI to improve it, to improvise it and all that. So that's why I think I'm trying to balance it out, because I don't want to get stuck into my idea that I have to be this, and I also don't want to stop myself from thinking. So I think that's why I am trying to use and balance it out.
That's great. That's a great balance. And Steve, you had
I was
something?
gonna say a couple things with respect to listings. And a lot of us have been using it for our MLS remarks, and I'm sure you can recognize a lot of them that are AI generated, and I'm noticing a lot of agents the prompts that they're giving are just, it's all about the experience of living in the house, but there's very little, if any, features of the house. So for me, it's frustrating if I'm trying to do a market analysis because I'm reading the remarks and it's not telling me anything about the house. I don't know if the kitchen's been remodeled, it doesn't, it just tells me about the experience of living there. You haven't, and if I was an appraiser, I'd be pulling my hair out. It doesn't tell me anything. My point is, you know, I think when you do your prompt, is you gotta try to combine the two.
Yeah.
Combine the experience and the features, try to do a little of both. I had another situation about a week ago where I was competing for a listing, and I got a call. I was talking to the seller, and he was kind of like going through another round of trying to, you know, wheel down the candidates. And he asked he goes, send me your elevator pitch for the property.
Huh.
So I thought, all right, well, I could do that on my own. Well, I got on ChatGPT, and I gave it, you know, some of the highlights of the property, and said, give me an elevator pitch. And it gave it to me, and it was a little longer than I wanted, so I had to refine it and get it down shorter and shorter. Finally, and then I massaged it a little bit myself, and then got it where I wanted to, and then sent it off.
Yeah.
I should find out today if I get the listing. I was in the top 5 a week ago. I think I'm in the top 3 now. So we'll see.
They're interviewing a lot of people. Wow.
He talked over. It was a FSBO. He talked to over 100 agents.
Wow.
Are you sure you want that?
That's
Over
wow.
100 agents, that is insane.
I don't want to talk to
You don't
100
wanna be-
agents. Wow, that's a lot.
Can I give 3 really quick hits?
Yeah.
Do
This
it.
is really, I promise it'll be fast. Number 1, I've been studying Spanish for about a year using Duolingo. And about a month and a half ago, I made the comment that I want to find somebody to have coffee with once a month to have more conversational. And I was like, why? I don't need to go find a person. So now every day, ChatGPT and I have a full-blown Spanish conversation.
Lily, why don't you just talk with Lily?
Okay, I could.
Duolingo.
Oh, because I like, anyways, I don't want to pay for the upgrade. So we have a full-blown conversation, it's great. Number 2, I'm using it to help me find my blind spots. What I mean by that is, I've been inputting a ton of information into it, and the other day I said, go back, review everything we've talked about, and tell me where I'm not being clear and where I can be a better communicator. And it came back both with the prompts, that's why I triggered that thought. My prompts can become better, my communication style can become better, and I'm working on that actively because of the advice I got from it.
Yeah.
And then the third one is how to communicate with other people. So I've been uploading recorded voice-to-voice conversations, or I'll go pull emails and texts, and I'll load it in there and say, what type of person is this, and how do I communicate with them better? And it is telling me this is a high D or a high I or high S or high C, or this person really needs to feel nurtured. And I'm like, great, so now I can tailor my conversation to that person to make sure that they feel more connected with me, so I have better influence to help them make better decisions. So you can use it in a lot of
What was
very
your prompt
productive
again?
ways.
What type of person is this?
What type of person is this, and how do I best communicate with them?
Okay, thank you.
You upload previous conversations. I get permission to record audio, or I'll just take the text. and
California,
say,
yeah, you
read
need
this and tell me
consent.
how to communicate. And that's helpful. It's helpful. It's not to manipulate. It's truly to be able to connect. And the last thing I'll say, I promise, is I have a mentor who built out a really great class on the DISC profile, DISC, and he showed it to me. He said, "What are you?" And I'm a high D, high I. And he said, "Okay, great. How do you operate when you're talking with a high S, high C?" And I say, "I always get fired." Because I can't communicate well with S's and C's. He said, it's because you're trying to pull them into your side of the quadrant, and it's your job to migrate over to their side. So Chad is now helping me become a better S and C when I need to adapt.
Yeah.
So helping it find your blind spots and communication styles to be better will help everybody in this room. Tell me how I can better communicate with this type of person.
If you haven't taken the DISC profile test yet, do it.
Yeah, Tony Robbins
Because
is
it's
a great
huge.
source for that, super simple,
What
free.
profile tester?
The DISC, D-I-S-C.
About 70% of the population is S or C.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
They're the majority of the people.
that's about true for this office as well.
Rashida, can we actually send out something to the office with a link to the DISC test? Perfect, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, we good to move on? This is a great conversation. I'm loving this. I thought of one more thing from the conversation I was listening to. About our laziness with prompts. You reminded me because your prompt was very clear, and we'll get to how to write a good prompt. But a trend that this conversation talked about was the laziness, because it will understand you no matter how many typos or missed commas or whatever. Like, you only have to get about half the words kind of right, and it'll know what you mean and give you an answer. So it's, again, making us lazy and lacking forethought into writing and crafting a good prompt, and degrading our ability to communicate. So don't be lazy. Okay, so understanding large language, so these are kind of the steps to get into action if you're not there yet. So I think we've got a little chart for what is a large language model, or how to use it. So here's very simplistically, you give it some input. That's the prompt or the context or whatever. It might be something that you tell it. It might be a document you give it. It might be an image, file, whatever, or all of the above. And then it runs through its AI magic, through the large language model itself, and possibly reaching out into the world to get information from elsewhere, and then giving you some output, whether that's text or images or audio or video. Cool? That's super simplistic, but I think that's what we need to know to move on. So step 2, so that's what we need to know for number 1. Step 2 is pick your language model. You guys have probably heard of the big 3, the ChatGPTs and the Geminis, and maybe the Claudes. So how do you pick one? Does everyone have a friend that they're committed to? Are you in a committed relationship with your AI? Just a few? Okay, yeah.
I want to say that as KW member, Keller Williams, we all have access to Google Pro, right? Google commercial, what is it called, corporate.
Yeah.
So with that, we automatically get Gemini Pro. You don't have to pay for it, you get to use Gemini Pro.
So let's log in with your @kw.com address to access, and then it's at gemini.google.com. So yeah, that's the second option. And so they all have their kind of specialties, and these are kind of the top 5 players. There's a bazillion trillion out there. But pick one. And why do we need to pick one? Why is that important? Yeah?
To better understand, the more you work on it, AI understands you better.
Yes,
And
yes.
the more data you feed,
You
it's
kind of-
used to it.
right.
If you're doing on multiple, then one is not being trained enough.
Right. So you are sort of building a relationship with your AI. So you sort of do need to be in a committed relationship to an extent. And some people will use multiples for very specific purposes. You'll see that like ChatGPT, the playbook here calls it the jack of all trades, so it's kind of good at it. It's kind of good at everything. Gemini is an integrated researcher. It has real-time access to the latest Google, what do they call it, crawling through the internet. Claude is probably the most human-sounding one, and also is what? What?
I just think like the name Claude is the most human-sounding name of all.
Well, they knew their audience, as well as a coder. So if you're looking to do some coding, Perplexity is it gives you answers, and then Grok. Oh, it's an answer engine. That's what it is. Grok is that's the Elon Musk's company. So it's a little bit more controversial, witty, and conversational as well. Yeah, I have not played with Grok, but so anyway, so step 1 is to pick one. So play with a few, or sorry, this is step 2, and nail one down. Again, Gemini's they all have free levels, by the way, but Gemini we have access to a pro version as a KW agent.
Which will be the most benevolent leader when they
So
take you?
yeah, so getting a little bit more philosophical, or that's a great question. So ChatGPT is owned by OpenAI, Gemini is Google, Claude is starts with an A, I can't remember the name. So yeah, that's a good point. Who do you want to feed your information and help feed the beast that will ultimately be our overlords?
I guess it
I don't
depends
know if I
on your
like that.
requirement, what kind of, like Gemini, because it's from Google, when it comes to video generation and all that, they have more data to train on, so the quality of videos comes better for Gemini.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like City, it's more if you are looking for research-based items, so you need the source and all that, so if you are doing that kind of work, it's better to go for that.
Yep. Yeah, I've been largely using Google because I'm in the Google world already, or Gemini. And I think that they'll have an edge because they have the resources. We'll see if that actually plays out. Claude is really interesting as well. It seems to be the easiest to integrate into other tools. So if you're looking to do automations, Claude is the easiest of that I'm aware of to play
Who
with.
owns Claude, do we know?
Starts, I don't remember, starts with an A.
It's not one of the big tech groups.
It's not that
Ask,
one.
ask Chet, Chet.
Yeah,
Mike's-
ask
Mike's on
Gemini.
it. Mike's on it.
Anthropic.
Anthropic. See, it starts with an A. Okay, cool. So next is to start understanding prompts. I don't love what this talks about, so we'll just have a conversation. Ignore what's up there. Some AIs have memory, some have context, and some don't have either. So it's important to note, like if you want to build a relationship, you need to make sure that your AI can remember things about you across chats. So ChatGPT, you can say, remember that I like to whatever, and it will remember that across all your chats. Gemini announced that they will start doing that soon, but historically have not. So the context, what you feed it will only remain within one chat, which does go on for a long time, but you kind of have to think about how to organize your conversations with your AI so that it can be useful to you and remember the things that you need it to remember. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah, okay, okay. So this talks a lot about remembering, like it says, want it to remember stuff, just say remember this. That's not true for all of them. So know what you're using and what you need it to do. But the prompts that you give it are really the power of the answer that you're going to get. You ask good questions, you get good answers, just like in a listing appointment. Same thing.
I see what you did there.
So you can guide your AI on how to be a better assistant. So here's some examples of, I know it's small, so I'll read them. So like you tell your AI, hey, when I ask for advice, give me multiple options to consider. Or you can say, just give me one option. I'm lazy. I don't want to read multiple options. Give me the best one. Or that's what the second option says. Walk me through the pros and cons. You can ask these things of your AI in the prompts, and it will just do it for you. When explaining complex topics, you can ask it to use analogies or real-world examples. You just have to actually ask it. Ask and you shall receive. One thing that I've asked is start simple. Like when I ask you something, like 3 paragraphs at most, if it's a complex topic, and I'll ask you if I want more information on it. And that makes it much quicker for me to digest information. When I make mistakes or need corrections, do you want it to point out errors directly and clearly? Do you want to suggest improvements gently? Or do you want it to ask you questions so that you can help figure it out for yourself?
That's interesting.
Yeah, so you can guide your AI on how to give you feedback as well, which is really cool. Like Mike gave his example of he wants more, it sounded like more direct feedback, but maybe you want a gentler AI.
Yeah, it's interesting. It almost makes me think that you should know your learning style before you go into this, right? Like if you're somebody that learns kind of conversationally. Or
Yeah.
like that.
How could we figure that out?
I don't know, Joe.
Maybe we can ask our AI, can you help me figure out my learning style? Let's start there. Let's see what happens. I've done things like, hey, can you like provide me a quiz that I can answer so that you can help me figure out my own whatever learning style in this case. So you can do that too, and it'll ask you 10 questions or whatever, and help you figure it out.
Hey, to that point, I uploaded my KPA and my disc and asked it to kind of synthesize some of the information.
Oh,
from that
cool.
To kind of give me kind of so if everybody in this room, or a lot of people probably have KPAs and some of your discs, like
Yeah.
it was interesting to see from those two different.
That's really cool, yeah. And if you don't know what a KPA is, you can email Eric or Harshita or me, and we'll get you one. Yeah. Okay. And then you can also give it your personal preferences and hobbies and stuff. And this is, well, why would this be useful? Why would you want to give your AI assistants some of these items? You can't see them. Your family or key people, your hobbies, your interests, your core values and beliefs, your preferences, your personal goals, your health goals, your habits, your off-limits topics.
I'll give you an example. I have all that stuff in there, and I gave it an opportunity. I had it run an analysis on an opportunity the other day, and it came back and said, here's the positive, however, you need to be cognizant of this because it might go against some of what you want for your family.
Mm.
It actually got me to think about something I would missed otherwise.
Yeah.
So it knowing about what I care about, who I care about, what I want, anything I run through it, it will look through the lens of those things.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I found what's been most impactful for me is the core values and beliefs. So I share with my AI, especially around curiosity is one for me, and care of others. And it will, in its answers, it will like point out some things that a curious person like myself would find interesting and ask if I want, to learn more, for example. So it's really interesting to lead me down rabbit holes that I
Is this
wouldn't have gone down.
ChatGPT?
I'm in the Gemini world.
Gemini.
Yeah,
He's a green bubble.
I'm a green bubble. That on your phone
He's a
too.
green
Yeah.
bubble guy.
I bet there's a lot of green bubbles in this room, by the way. Who's on an Android? See, there's a few.
No, but at first there's like nobody.
I'm not ashamed.
Does this mean we're already setting ourselves up for the warring armies that we're gonna be part of? Which warring army we're affiliated with?
Possibly.
And why?
Yeah. So this section, though, adds stuff about your business and what you actually want to accomplish. What do you do? You're a real estate agent. Why is that important? So it can help you in your real estate business. You can give it your ideal customer profile, your short and long-term goals, your metrics, and then you can have it check in on you on a lot of different things. First of all, when you ask it for things like, can you help me craft an email to an angry seller, it's going to remember things like your ideal customer profile so you can communicate to that ideal customer profile. And it's also going to help you keep in alignment with what it is that you want. If your goal is to sell 15 houses in the next 12 months or whatever, it can check in on you. Like, hey, am I doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing to sell 15 houses? And it'll say, I don't know, have you talked to 30 people this week? Whoops, nope. Okay, number 4. So here's the quick prompt model is the acronym RICE. So who is your AI? Give it a role. I know it's super tiny. I'm sorry. Again, well, get back to the QR code so you can open this up. What role is your AI assistant playing? Are they a copywriter? Are they a marketing assistant? Are they a real estate economic expert? Whatever it is that you want them to be. Give them the instructions. Write an email. Write a business plan, whatever it is. Sorry, Anda?
What did you mean by copywriter?
If that's the role you want your AI person to have, as if they were human. You're going to be my copywriter right now. To write like a marketing copy, marketing words. So the MLS description, for example, that shows up on websites. Yeah. Okay, so instructions. So that could be write an MLS description for me. Keep it under 1,300 characters. I think that's it. Add some words about style. I want to illustrate the experience, but I also want to talk about the features. And you can also give it examples. That's the E, the last one. Here's an example of an MLS listing that I wrote a few years ago that I really like. So copy that style, but here's the new context. Context, the C being add any extra info the model needs or data it wouldn't already know. So for example, if we're going to continue with the MLS description example, you can give it photos of the property. You can give it a floor plan. You can give it, some will be able to see a Matterport, which is really cool. So I've been testing, like, here's the Matterport, write me an MLS description, and here's all the other examples that I want you to style it off of. And it can do pretty well. Yeah.
Do you have to upload like fair housing requirements and all the rest prior to?
So that's part of the instructions, or you put it in the role. Like, you are a copywriter who abides by fair housing laws. I haven't noticed any issues with it because it knows that I'm writing as a real estate agent. It knows that I'm a real estate agent and that I need to comply.
I think, like, my point there is that we, at least now, we still need the human who is ultimately responsible for the content to, be aware of what they're publishing.
Yes.
What you can do is download the Bay East bylaws put it in, that's it, learn this.
Be interested
Yeah.
to make sure.
From
that-
there on, it will actually add to the voice.
I bet that would work well, and then, but then, you know, read it.
Yeah. Well, the same is true. Like, for the last quite a while, I've hired a human copywriter. And so they go out to the property and write copy and then present it to me. And it's the same thing though. It has to be reviewed just as closely because they're not a real estate agent. This guy isn't a real estate agent either, or girl, or whatever.
Or ultimately responsible, because I think there's a larger topic involved with the concept of being ultimately responsible. So it's not just as a fiduciary or in the terms of real estate, but as a human, we're ultimately responsible for what we put out into the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that there's a larger philosophical conversation around like our relationship with AI and who we are and who we want to be, and that we are going to take responsibility for that output that we share.
Yeah, well, yes, I agree, and I view it similarly to the human people that I employ. Like when I'm hiring a photographer, I'm still wanting to make sure that their product is good. So I find it kind of analogous to.
The buck stops here kind of
Yes.
thing about everything in your life.
Exactly, yeah. It's the same. It's just different. Because this allows us to be a lot lazier.
Yeah.
And so we do have to be careful. Okay, let's see. So we did the rice. So the role, what is their role? What are the instructions? What is the context that they need? And what are an example or two or three that AI can use to give you the answer that you want? So you give it that and you might get a good response. But what if you don't like your response? Then what do you do?
Fire it.
Burn it down. You can tell it you don't like it. Like, I would like this to be a little bit more, whatever, creative or erudite or plain or whatever it is. And it can just simply rewrite the thing that it just wrote for you with your feedback. So just like it can give you feedback, you can give it feedback. Cool. Okay. So again, there's a lot of great stuff in here. Put your prompts in action. So what can you use it for? Here's a short list. It can help you write a marketing and client engagement stuff, newsletter, relocation guides, social media content creation. We talked about some of that earlier. It can help you with your market education and skills by role play. Like, hey, can you be a seller in this conversation? I'm going to be on a listing presentation with you, and here's your house, and whatever. And then it's pretty good. It'll go back and forth with you and let you get better at your skills. Same with competitive analysis. You can feed it market data and say, here's what I think this house is worth in this range. Am I on point? And I'll say, well, kind of, but also there's this comparable. It says this thing about it. Have you considered that? Property and transaction supports. So you, I know Eddie doesn't like this stuff, but you can you can help. You can give it inspection reports and whatnot to help get other eyeballs besides yours on to documents to get feedback.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll take the bait. So HOA docs story. So a colleague of ours in San Francisco, in her 30s, who is actually, I'll just say it because I don't think she cares. She's a productivity coach there. She's very experienced. She's a very thoughtful person. She has a boyfriend who's in tech who was buying a condo. He relied on AI to read the HOA docs. She went through them later and found that something that he had read in the summary produced by the AI was categorically wrong, something substantive in it. So there's my little, your client has a responsibility to read those documents that they receive, to do their own due diligence.
Yep.
And not have it synthesized by AI, and we're gonna get a lot of lawsuits if you don't push that home.
Well, the scary part is you can read it and still not realize that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Depending on the topic.
That was the point I was trying to make about when I asked a question from the purchase agreement. If I didn't have kind of like the base knowledge to say, that's, wait, 14 is inspections,
Yeah.
I would have just taken it and sent it out to the agent and been like, it's in paragraph 14, you know? And it would have been a fairly honest mistake, but I would have looked like a fool.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was relying on AI.
Yeah, in the one CAR example, our notice to perform used to say hours, it was like 48 hours, and we switched to 2 days. And when AI answered it, it referred to the 48-hour version of the law, not the two-day version.
And
It made it dramatically different.
This this sounds like brokery and nerdy, but this is significant stuff.
Yeah.
There's a big significant
Yeah.
problem you run into
Exactly.
when you interpret something like that wrong. And they can just tumble and snowflake into, snowball into bigger problems.
Yeah.
So is there any legal compliance not to upload any document or discuss with the AI? Is there anything written? Because I don't know. It's
There's
very new
no
to
guidance from the
everything.
Department of Real Estate that I know of right now, or CAR. There's no brokerage level prohibition against the use of AI as an assistant. But there is, like any assistant that helps synthesize information, we ultimately hold the responsibility as the licensee to make sure that we're providing and sharing accurate information.
Yeah.
So the responsibility is still gonna be with you.
You're not gonna have an AI defense.
Yeah. And I'm sure soon there will be a disclosure that our clients will sign saying, well, be warned that AI might produce false results if you're having it summarize docs. Okay, so I'm gonna, how do I get back to,
Here, I'll just.
wow, that got big. We'll get back to the QR code so you can scan it one more time. I find this stuff really fascinating. I've been absorbing a lot of the philosophical side and the psychological side of what AI is doing and has done and will do. Yeah, it's a big, brand new, bold world, and it's exciting and a little terrifying. And
I just want to end with something to be clear. I love it.
Yeah.
So everything I've just been saying, and all the kind of like, it sounds like I'm injecting a lot of.
Can you get that
fear.
QR code
It's
first?
because I think we have to take a cautious approach, but I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I just want you to, I don't want to leave anybody to leave with the impression that I'm saying this is necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying it's something we really need to be really engaged with, thoughtful about.
There's a.
Scary good.
Scary good, yeah.
Again, and this link is gonna take you straight to your command app. So if you're too lazy to log into it right now or whatever the situation is, Harshita is gonna send out this playbook along with the economic slides from MegaCamp last week.
Did we just talk about don't let AI make you lazy?
Yeah. Exactly.
Mike, you had a thought?
I was just gonna say, there's a difference between leverage and handing off. You know, we talk about that in employing people or working as a team. A handoff is when I just say, here, take it and do it. Leverage is when I'm teaching that person or teaching that thing, in this case AI, to do it that benefits me. Leverage still means I have ultimate control. Handoff means I'm taking no responsibility. You can't take a handoff approach with AI. Just like you couldn't, if any one of us hired someone tomorrow and said, hey, here's your job, have fun, go figure it out, you're not setting them up for success. Leverage is helping that become a better tool or a better person or a better worker or whatever it is for the overall mission, and so just don't take a handoff approach.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that was a great conversation. I love
Thanks,
that.
Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. But we do have some coming soon just listed. I want to get through to respect everybody's time. You guys know how we like to do it. How'd you get it, price point, and why someone would want it. The first one, Scott, you got one coming up in Sunnyvale.
Yeah, so 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It actually has a fourth room that they're using as an office. It could be a bedroom too, as a closet and a window. This home, it's really awesome. It's a nice home. They did all the structural work to it as far as keeping up with everything in the house. Cosmetic, it needs a lot of work, so we hired a free model. So we're going to be starting that process shortly. Hopefully be on the market by the end of September. I'm shooting for it. Got it by my past clients, referral to their friend.
Awesome.
There you go. Stay in communication with all your past clients. Love that. Natasha has one coming up. Do you want to talk about this, Michelle, at all? Nope. All right. Well, she has one coming up in San Lorenzo, 3-bed, 1-bath. Reach out to Natasha. More details to come soon. She also has another one coming up in Union City, 3-bed, 2-bath, coming up soon. So reach out to Natasha or stand by for some more info. Another one from Natasha coming from Milpitas, 2-bed, 1-bath. Stand by. Pat, did we talk about this one last time at all?
Yeah, we talked about it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
And then a few just listed that I'll breeze through because I think we talked about these last time as well. Ron got one in Fremont. I don't see Ron here right now. William has a couple pieces of land. So reach out to William if you guys have clients interested in land. William also just relisted this one in San Jose. And then Carl has a few out of area ones, great investment opportunities. This one's actually right down the street. And then a big one, a duplex in Castro Valley. So I think that's the last one. I know it's 12 o'clock and people have places to be, but thank you everybody for joining me for my last team meeting here at the office. If you guys do plan on sticking around, I know we have lunch ready. I know we have some few beverages. So if you guys do plan on sticking around, I think we're gonna be here having a good time for the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
But thank you, everybody. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do. Well, first, what's the status of lunch? It is ready. Okay, let's get some lunch, and then let's try to mingle back here and see if maybe we can get Eric on the hot seat for a few minutes. Does that sound fun?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay.
But thank you, everybody.
Let's do that
Thank
way.
you, everybody. Seriously, you guys have been amazing.
Lunch, I didn't know.
Hi. Yes.